Hello, and my name is Wilson. I've come to teach you how to solve a Rubik's Cube. These are a thing that I learned during COVID when we were restricted in movement. So allow me to take you through the 8 steps of how to solve a Rubik's Cube. With me, I have a fully solved Rubik's Cube, and of course, I have another one here to help me in every step that we'll be taking, and this is the cube that will be solving. The cube has 6 faces. There is the front face. The one that is facing me is the front face. There is one at the top, the upper face. The one on my right is the right face. One on my left is the left face. One at the back is the back face, and one at the bottom is the down face or down face. So that's how the cube is. That's how the cube is oriented, and every color has its exact opposite. If it's red, it has an orange, yellow has a white, green has a blue as the opposite, and that does not change. And these center pieces here don't move. The center pieces don't move. All the other pieces move, but center pieces don't move, and they are the one which dictates the color that the face will have. Every center piece here dictates every other color here. As any other cube that would be having, it will be dictated. This one face will be yellow, this will be red, this will be white, this will be orange, this will be green, and this one will be blue eventually once you solve the cube. Now let's learn how to turn the cube. If I say R, you turn it once clockwise. Once. R clockwise once. R clockwise once. R clockwise once. That is R. If we say R prime, you turn it anti-clockwise once, 90 degrees. You turn it R prime anti-clockwise 90 degrees. R prime anti-clockwise 90 degrees. R prime anti-clockwise 90 degrees. The same case, if we say R2 means we'll turn it twice. 1, 2. If we say R2, you turn it twice. 1, 2. So it means you are turning it 180 degrees. If we say L, it's the row on my left. So if we say if you look at this face, looking at it from my orientation, I'm turning it clockwise as I face it. Clockwise means I take it L once. L once. If I say L2, I take it twice. 1, 2. If I say L prime, I take it anti-clockwise. 1. If I say anti-clockwise, if I say L prime, I take it anti-clockwise once. L prime, I take it anti-clockwise once. The same case with upper layer here, upper face here. If I say U clockwise once, U clockwise once, U clockwise once, U clockwise once, that way. If I say U prime anti-clockwise once, anti-clockwise once, U prime anti-clockwise once, U prime anti-clockwise once. The same case with the front face here, U F clockwise once, F clockwise once, F clockwise once, F clockwise once, F prime anti-clockwise once, F prime anti-clockwise once, F prime anti-clockwise once, F prime anti-clockwise once, F2 clockwise twice, that is 180 degrees. F2, that's clockwise twice, that is 180 degrees. And that's how you rotate your cube. So the very first step so the Rubik's Cube, is to form a daisy arrangement. It has a yellow centerpiece and surrounded by white edge pieces as it is. So note that, and that's what we want to achieve. That's the very first step, and there's no formula for that. You just hold your cube, you just think or try to figure out how to make sure that you have a yellow center and white edge pieces. That one does not have a formula. You just look at your cube, you try to orient it, and it becomes very easy with constant practice. It becomes so easy. Actually, it is not a lot. You just need to look at your cube like it is now and think of how do I make this white piece come here. So you just rotate your cube and there you have it. There you have it here. If you have a white center here, a white edge piece here, you want to bring it up here, you just rotate your cube and bring it up like that, and there it is. You have it here. You want it to come here. You want this white to come here. So what you do, you rotate your cube, then you take it that side, and there is no formula. You just need to stay with your cube, learn how to do it until you are able to flow with it, and with that you'll have your daisy arrangement. Disregarding this white piece here doesn't necessarily have to be there. It can be as per our cube here. It can be as our cube here. So that is the very first step to make a daisy arrangement. Once you've made a daisy arrangement, the second step number 2, is to form a white cross. What you need to know about white cross is that this yellow centerpiece is always exactly opposite the white centerpiece here. Now hold your cube where your yellow centerpiece faces up. So it means that the white will be down here. So to make the cross, make sure that this edge piece here has two colors. Note this, it has two colors. It has the color on the side and the color on the top. So you rotate your cube so that this color here, note that these are white, it has another color here, the second color. Make sure that these colors match. So you rotate your cube until you get a blue here. In this case, it's a blue. So once you get a blue, now this face, the one that you're holding here, you rotate it 180 degrees down. So it will come from up to bottom. So you take it 1, 2, from here to here. And you can see now we have a white here and a white centerpiece here. So the same case, we go to our other, again on our top side, we go to the other white edge piece here. It has orange on that side. So you make sure that these colors here match. Doesn't necessarily have to be like it is now because it has already matched. If it is not matching, you rotate your cube until it matches. And if it matches, we say 180 degrees, 1, 2. So it moves from here to down here. And you can see that here we now have white edge piece and white centerpiece here. Again, we said that yellow should be at the top. Make sure you note that. Again, these ones should be the same. You rotate 180 degrees. And finally, the last one should be the same here. Rotate 180 degrees. And with that, you will have what we call the white cross. The white cross. That is the second step in solving the Rubik's Cube. Having done the white cross, the other thing we need to do is to solve for the corner pieces, these ones here. In our case here, none is solved, so we only have the white cross. In other scenarios, you might find that we have a white here, or a white here, or a white here, or like anywhere you can have a white, but now we don't have any solved. And once we achieve that, once we have that, we have white here and white here and white here, we'll have this full face solved, and more importantly, we'll have our first row here fully solved. So how do we solve this? Again, I said you hold your cube, yellow facing up, white facing down. So the first thing to check for is any corner piece here that has a white on the side. That has a white on the side. Good to note that. For instance, we have this one here. Our yellow is here, our white is here. Now we have a white, a center piece here, a corner piece here that has a white on this side. It has a red on the upside. It has a green on the other side. So this is what we want to solve for. So if we have such a scenario, you rotate the upper layer until these two colors match. Note that until these two colors match. It is the white we are solving, but our concentration is on this, the color that is on the other side of the white, not at the top, on the other side is what we are matching here. And once it matches, you make sure that now your white, if it is on your left, on your, like for instance in my case here, this green piece, corner piece, which has a white, the white is on my left hand. If it is on my left hand, this is what you need to do. And this move is called left trigger. Left trigger is L prime, U prime, L. Left trigger, L prime, U prime, and L. If you note that, we will have solved our first corner piece here. It has a red, it has a green, it has a white, and the white is fully solved here. And you can see here, you can be able to see that this one corresponds to this, and this piece here corresponds to this. So we go to the next piece. Again, we look at the top layer. At the top layer, we check to see if there is a white on the side. And for instance, in this case, we have this one. We have a white. It has red at the top. It has blue on the other side. So we make sure that this blue now corresponds or matches with the other blue here. Like we've done it there. And in our case now, we have it on the right hand side. Look at that. The other time it was on the left. Now it is on my right. It is on my right hand side. So what do? I do a right trigger. Right trigger move has only 3 moves. You take the right side, R, U, R prime. R, U, R prime. That is the right trigger move. And you can be able to see now that we are able to solve our white piece here, and then this one corrects or matches here. The same case, the blue matches here. So again, you look for any other edge piece on the top layer, and if there is none, now you look for the others, and the one that you are looking for is these ones here. If they are not here on the top layer, they will be definitely on the bottom layer. So if they are on the bottom layer, the first thing to do is to check where the white face is, the white piece the white sticker of the piece is. So if it's, for instance, on this side, on our cube here, we have one that has blue at the bottom here, which we want to solve. It has an orange here, it has a white here. So we hold it so that the white is, if the white is on our left, we do the left trigger move. Like we said, you are moving it up, you pull that one down, and then you bring it back. And now it will come to where we are able to solve it. Now you do a trigger move that is there. You make sure that this one matches here. Again, it is on my left, so I do left trigger move, and there it is. It has come here. It matches here, and the other side matches here. So, and it is solved. So we now only have one left, and it's already at the top. If it's at the top, we're just working on it. You make sure that these colors collide here or matches here. It is on my left, the white is on my left, again left trigger move, like that. And with that, you note that our face, our first row is fully solved, or our first layer is fully solved, and our face, white face, is fully solved. Having solved our first layer, here, the second thing is to solve for our second layer. So again, we look for edge pieces here that don't have a color, a yellow color. For instance, in our cube here, we have green, yellow, we have red, red, yellow, we have blue, red. So we can solve for this one, or we have blue, orange. So we can either work on either the two. So we choose in our case to work with the red and blue. So what you need to do is to make sure that this edge piece here has a color that corresponds or matches with the color here. So in our case here, we look for blue here. There it is. We have a blue, and then we make sure that even this other layer here, the bottom layer, the down layer, is also has a blue there. And you look at it there, you have a T. Very important feature to note. There is a T. Inverted T. You look at it like this is a T. So inverted is a T. So with that, the color at the top here will either be on your right or on your left. In my case, it is on my right. It is on my right. And if it is on my right, I make sure that before we get there, it's good to note that these edge pieces that you are solving for should face you. Should face you. Before you do the right trigger move, you move the top layer just once, and then on this side you do the right trigger move, up, raise, and down. And having done that, you note that you have misplaced our edge piece, down edge piece. So you solve for that. We have already solved that, and then again we come look for the other edge piece that doesn't have a yellow. Again, in my case, I have blue, orange. So I make sure that the orange here corresponds or matches. Again, blue at the top is on my left. Again, I push the top layer once and then do the right trigger move. 1, 2, 1. Again, we've messed our bottom layer. We correct that. We have again, we want to solve this one that doesn't have a yellow. And again, we move it. Like for instance, in our case here, now the upper color here on this edge piece is on my left. So I move this one, the top layer, once, and then do the left trigger move. Again, we have messed our edge piece here, so you correct that. And having done that, you're almost done. You have second layer. We have the piece here that doesn't have a yellow, again it is on my left. The color at the top here is on my left. I push it up further once and then do the left trigger move and then correct that one that has been messed up. You'll note that our second layer will be fully solved. All the edge pieces here, the edge pieces on the top have yellow color, and means that the pieces that are here, they are the ones that we need to replace. Like in my scenario here, we need to replace this edge piece here. So what do we do? It is on my right. So we do the right trigger. The move that we said is the right trigger, because it is on my right. We want to remove it here. So R U R prime. Again, we have messed our corner piece here. We come and correct it. It is on my left. L prime, U prime, and L. You see now we have moved the edge piece here, so that now we can be able to solve it. It is here. We said that we make sure that these colors correspond. They are the same. This red here is on my left, so I push it further to the right, because the red is on my left here. So we push this upper layer further to the right, and then because this red is here, we do the left trigger move, and that is L prime, U prime, and L. Again, we'll have messed our edge piece here. No need to worry, just correct that. It is on my right. I do the right trigger move, and there you are. You'll have moved your piece to where it's supposed to be. Having solved our second layer, now we go to the next step, that is solving our top layer, the yellow face, and we'll have several scenarios. Having solved this one, we'll have several scenarios here. And so, for instance, in my case, I have a yellow line here. The two edge pieces here already aligned. They already aligned to make a good line here. So in my case, I make sure that the line faces straight like this, and then with that, I'll use the first formula. The first formula I've aligned, so that I use now the first formula: F U R U prime R prime F prime, F U R U prime R prime F prime. So you just hold it like that, front back, and then you do the formula F U R U prime R prime F prime. With that, you will have a scenario like this. It might be this one or a different one, and you have a scenario like this. You'll have what will looks like an L, letter L. When it's a letter L, you make sure that when you're facing the cube, the letter L looks like ⅓. Put it to ⅓, and once like this, again you repeat the same formula: F U R U prime R prime F prime. And with that, most likely you will have a yellow cross. A yellow cross. Very important to note that. If you have a yellow cross, you will rotate your upper face until at the left upper corner, front corner here, there is a yellow here. And once you have a yellow here, you now use the second formula: R U R prime U R U2 R prime, R U R prime U R U2 R prime. I have now such. If you look at my cube, looks like a fish. It has a head and a tail. Again, you hold your cube so that the head of the fish will be at the top left corner. Top left corner at the front and on the front layer. So in my case it is actually here. So again you do this, you take the same formula, r u r prime u r u2 r prime. You might be forced to do that formula maybe 2-3 times, orienting the fish as we said, but having done that you will be able to solve your top face, and the yellow face will be totally cleared. So with that, that's how you solve for the yellow face, and then we go now to the next step. The next step is solving. The next step now is solving the corner pieces, upper corner pieces. You'll have different scenarios, and for instance, in my case here, I have 2 corner pieces here that already match. I have a red here and a red here. So I'll make sure that these corner pieces goes to the face that they eventually be. They will be in here. So, and then I'm making sure that it goes to my left hand. And then with this, I'll use the third formula. The third formula is actually broken down into 2. It is L prime U R, U prime L U R prime, and then takes the formula that we've just said, R U R prime U R U2 R prime. So on our formula we said L prime U R U prime L U R prime, the first part of the formula. And if you check at our cube, it takes us back to the fish that we've had previously. So with the fish now, you complete the formula with R U R prime U R U2 R prime. With this, you have different scenarios, and the very famous scenario is what we have here. We'll have one of the face fully solved, but the others have only one piece here that is missing. In our scenario, if we have such, what you need to do is to hold the cube such that the fully solved part is on the extreme side, on your opposite side, and then you look at your cube. You can tell that this piece here should move to this other side here. These are the yellow piece here has a green, should move to this other side that has a green here, and this one that is facing me here, blue and yellow, should definitely come here. So this piece will move here and this piece will move here. So if we have such a scenario where if you have the complete side is on my opposite, and this piece on my right ought to move clockwise so that it fits here, you will use this formula. This is F2 U L prime L F2 L prime U F2, and that solves our cube. The second scenario is where now this piece, the center piece, the edge piece here, wants to move one step anti-clockwise. This piece wants to be here, this wants to be here, so that the red will fit here and blue will fit here. So the same formula that we had, but now we only change the second element So you use the same formula that we have used, f2, but instead of having u, now you have u prime, and that means every other bit of the formula remains the same. So we say we are doing f2, instead of having now doing u, now we do u prime, and then the other remains l prime, l, f2, l, l prime, u, f2, and that solves our cube. Fully solved. So those are the two scenarios where the two edge pieces just want to move either clockwise or anti-clockwise. You'll have your cube fully solved.